Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. Om Shanti Om. I'm a peaceful soul. ये ध्वनि मंगल ध्वनि है. Om Shanti Om. This sound is a sacred sound. Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om.
Hello, good evening, good night, good morning, everyone. Warm welcome to the fifth class of our Raj Yoga meditation session. I assume you all have been practicing meditation for at least few minutes every single day. And today we'll go deeper into one of the big tenets of Raj Yoga meditation, which is the philosophy of karma. Right? What does it mean? What does karma mean? How do we build our own karma? And why do we have sufferings in our life? And how do we, get rid of all our past karmas? So before we before we begin the class, a quick reminder: please sit in a quiet corner of your home where you can stay focused for the next 1 to 1.5 hours. And like every time, we have Brother Mahesh here today, helping us with the class. Thank you, Brother Mahesh. A quick recap: we've talked about this in the last all 4 classes, that knowing our true existence, right? Who am I? In the past, we have been thinking of ourselves with our name, our gender, our nationality, our relationships, right? Our education, our degree, our job. But that's not who we are. Those are just external labels, and none of those labels will go with us as we leave this body. Right? The reality is that I am that eternal soul, the point of light, who is residing in the center of the forehead, where the place where we put the tilak, the bindi, tika. That's where I, the soul, reside here in the center of my forehead. And when it is our human being, when the being, the soul, the energy, the consciousness, when I enter into this body, that is when the human being is formed. The human being is really two distinct things that are just living together in the same body. So I am the soul, I am not this body. I have been blessed with this body so that I can do all the actions and purify myself. And then we talked about, given that, my true form, a soul, is that of a point of light, my eternal parent, God, also has the same form, physical form as me, which is the point of light, a consciousness, the energy, the being. And, we ourselves, the soul's original home is the soul world. And we souls come from that soul world back onto this earth to play our part, to do our part in this corporeal form, in this human body. And the whole purpose of us taking a body and coming to this earth is primarily so that we can purify our own selves. When we have that clarity in mind, what is the purpose of life? Why am I living? Then we can take every single decision of life based on that criteria. It's like the weighing scale, like the machine which we can measure, which you can check, okay, what are the pros and cons of every decision? Check whether does this align with the goal of purifying my own self or not? Will this decision help purify the other soul or not? That's it. If the every decision satisfies that criteria, then no matter how hard the decision is, no matter what the society thinks, what the other person thinks, take that decision, because it may hurt for short term, but it will be super beneficial for long term. It will purify my own self, it will purify the other person, it will purify everyone else around me for long term. And then we also talked about the whole cycle of golden age, silver age, copper age, Kali Yuga. When we started in the golden age, we were 100% pure, and as we came to birth after birth, our degrees of purity got down lowered and lowered over time, and finally now we are at the in this end of the Iron Age, which we call as the Confluence Age, the meeting of the Kali Yuga, the Iron Age, with the Golden Age. That's what time is right now. So it is high time we purify our own selves. We focus, we put our energy, our effort into cleaning up our own selves, because the Golden Age is about to come very, very soon, very quickly. Only we will get there, the visa, the permit, the green card, the citizenship of the Golden Age, only if we are pure inside. So it's very, very critical for us to stay in the remembrance of God and clean up all our past karmic debts. And then we also talked about being karma yogi, which means that, every action that we do is worthwhile only if that action is done with a very pure, clean heart. We can spend hours and hours, days, months, weeks doing physical things to please other people. But if our mind is filled with negative thoughts, weak thoughts, even if I am, cursing my own self, then that action has no value at all. It won't give me any good karma. It won't give any happiness to the other person as well. So it's very critical for us to do less work at physical level, but whatever we do must be in a very, very high positive state of mind, because that is how we accumulate our karma. So with that, let's join for a brief round of meditation exercise for a few minutes. I imagine myself in a place of natural beauty. My spirit resonates with the beauty around me. Reminds me of my own beauty and gentleness. I feel the peace of this place. My spirit bathes in the beauty of peace. I enjoy the silent space around me. And my mind rests peacefully in silence. As my spirit becomes free from the worldly connections, I open myself to the awareness of the divine. I connect with the divine in my own way. I am silent and still in front of God. I surrender to the God. I let God love me. I feel God's peace happiness, blessings showering upon me. I absorb the love of God and eternal beauty within my heart. I am worthy of this love. God knows me. God understands me. He loves me unconditionally. So I also love all my fellow human beings as children of God. I love everyone unconditionally. God looks upon me only with love. God knows the beginning, the middle, and the end of me. I accept God's divine love, and together we become love. I am a child of God. I belong to the divine. I rest in the stillness of God's love. I am bathed in peace and loving acceptance. With this love, I experience pure contentment. I release the pain of unsatisfied desires, hurt, expectations from relationships. I release everything. I surrender to the beauty of God's loving acceptance for me. Together with God, combined in God's love, We radiate love to everyone around us. I send out heartfelt feelings of acceptance and gratitude to my family, to my friends, to my colleagues, to my neighbors, and to every human soul on this earth. I send them God's gift of pure love. My heart is now overflowing with love. With that, I hope you all are charged up now with the meditation to focus on the rest of the class today. Let's start a brief discussion around, since we're talking about karma today. Uh, I'd like to start with asking this question to all of you. You know, we often see that a newborn child, one newborn child takes birth in the family of a king, and they get to eat, like, 36 different varieties of food every meal. And another child is born to a beggar where they don't even have, a basic meal to eat in a day. Now, a newborn child has not done any action at all yet. So, who is deciding, on what basis is the decision made that one child should get birth in the family of a beggar and another child should get birth in the family of a king? Can some of you share your thought? Past karma, karma before birth. In previous birth, what kind of thoughts and actions the child has done. It's very true. So there is something happening, right? We say God is the one deciding. Right now, on what basis is God making any of these decisions? Right? Who creates my destiny? Does God write? Let me ask all of you to share your thoughts on, do you think God writes our destiny? I see lots of you are saying, beautifully, that no, God does not write our destiny. Then, uh, you know, on what basis is the decision being made? Are things happening purely by chance, by luck? Who is writing our destiny? We are, right? We ourselves are writing our own destiny. It's very easy for us to blame God or to blame our destiny or blame our bad luck when something goes wrong in life. Very easy. The reality is that God is not writing our destiny. No other human being on this world is writing my destiny. I, the soul, am the sole creator of my destiny. I know once more you're saying it is hard to accept. It was very hard for me to accept myself, for me to accept what was going on in my life. What wrong have I done ever in my life that I have to go through all this? But when I realized, I accepted that, okay, nobody else to blame, Manpreet. It is your own past actions. If I can't see what wrong I have done in this birth, I have done something wrong in the previous birth. So no point in sitting and cursing and crying and blaming your own self or blaming others. Accept that every single thing that comes to us is a result of our own creation. When I got that firm faith in my mind that, okay, it is my own past karma, that's it. Nobody else in the world to blame. No God to blame, nothing doing. Purely my own self. When I started seeing myself as the soul and started seeing myself as a separate identity from this body, when I started seeing myself in my previous births, in my what I was doing in my previous births, and everything that is happening today is the result of my own past actions. Then I started to love myself that, okay, if I am the one, if my present is due to my own past actions, then I can also fix my future. My future is not in some random control of somebody else in the world. I can't keep sitting and waiting for God to fix my future. My future is also in my own hands. It gave me so much peace and control and power inside that, okay, I am the controller of my future. I will fix my present no matter what. I will do the right karma in the present moment so that my future is guaranteed. One of you is saying that this philosophy can be used to blame the victim, and this attitude can be very destructive. It can be destructive in the sense if we start cursing our own self and blaming, oh my God, what kind of bad actions have I done in the past? And if we start feeling low and start going into depression, that, okay, oh my God, why am I really so bad? When if we start thinking that negatively about our own self, we can go into the negative pit of self blame and criticizing and hurting our own self. But the intent and spirit behind this karma is that, if we go back to chapter number 1 of Raj Yoga meditation, what does chapter number 1 say? Who am I? I am the being, the energy, the consciousness. What are my original qualities? My original qualities are love, peace, happiness, bliss. These are all my original qualities. If I did something wrong in the past, why did I do? Because I went through I came into the golden age where I was 100% pure. And as I took birth after birth after birth, my impurities got dissolved, and I started doing bad actions over time. And that is why today I have, I'm going through some suffering. My problems in life are purely a result of my own past actions. So when I realized that I am the soul, I'm a pure soul, I'm a powerful soul, I'm a peaceful soul. I was 100% pure at one point of time. I am the one who took birth in the golden age. I am the one who was 100% pure. When I got faith in the mind that, okay, this cycle of golden age, silver age is all what repeats itself, then I got a very deep confidence in my own self that, yes, I can do it again. I did it 5,000 years ago as well to purify myself. I can do it again. Nothing new, Manpreet. You can do it. You have done so many times of purifying yourself, having the self control, and leading a life based on truth and purity. I started living my life based on that. Karma is just like Newton's third law of motion. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's it. Just remember that if you have a scientific mindset, keep the Newton's third law in your mind. Whatever you give to others is exactly what will come back to you. That's it. If you're getting some negative energy, if somebody, some human being is cursing you, is criticizing you, hurting you, or saying something wrong about you, there is no fault of theirs at all. It's purely your own fault that I am the one who has given negative energy, who has cursed, who has done something wrong to this soul in the past. That is why they are just reflecting whatever I have given to them in the past. When we accept that, then this entire business of blame game, criticizing, feeling hurt, feeling low, you did this, you did that, you said this, you said that, all of that you business goes away. It all comes down to me. What am I gonna do? It's all me. So let's talk about how do I create my karma. I'd like to all of you to share your thoughts on what do you think we can do to create our karma, our destiny. I think there are lots of beautiful questions here about what to do if somebody is doing something wrong and should we take them to court or not. Please hold on to that question and we'll answer it towards the end. Uh, Take ownership. Very good. Yes. How do we take ownership? What do we take ownership of? Take ownership of our actions and our reactions. Yes. Very good. Any more thoughts? Try. Give it a try. Please, I request you all to contribute to the discussions and share your thoughts. And there is no judgment. Nobody's going to be judged based on, here. I'll tell you honestly, when I started learning all these things for the first time in my life, few years back, I was also new to all this. And it's not that my every answer was perfect or anything at all, but just try. That's how we all learn. Pure, clean thoughts. Yes. One of the things that we are all taught from childhood is to do good actions, right? In this picture, you can see this person is doing good actions of, planting trees, helping other people, and stuff like that, right? Um, those are, our actions are definitely our karma, right? We all are taught from childhood. We go do social service, we go do volunteer with non-profit or help other people physically at physical level with our hands, right? That definitely is our karma, our actions. One of my personally biggest learnings from Brahma Kumaris is the fact that it's not whatever we do only from our physical hands, that is actions. The words that we speak are also our action, they are also part of our karma, because the words that we speak, they impact the other person who is listening to them. So we have to utter very, very pure, clean words from our mouth. Like, take an example in the office, right? If you are the leader of a team, you are told that, okay, please use your words very carefully, because if you say something, the entire team will follow you and do that same thing. Now imagine that God is telling us, God has given us that responsibility and saying that, okay, whatever word we utter from our mouth is what everybody else will start following and doing that. In the physical world, in the family, parents are very careful to use the right words in front of the kids, because we know that whatever we say, the kids will copy us and they will do the same thing. So we're very, very cautious to use the right words and do the right things in front of the kids so that they can imitate us and do the right things. And the biggest, thing that builds our karma, as some of you also responded on chat, is our thoughts. And that is one of my shocking, personally, the biggest learning from Brahma Kumari is that our thoughts are our biggest karma. It matters less what we do physically from our hands. What matters more is the state of our mind with which we do. Even if we are not doing something physically, just sitting, we can still create pure, clean thoughts. We can visualize ourselves as a soul and connect ourselves with divine and radiate the divine blessings to everyone. We can be the channel to radiate the divine blessings to everyone. I'll give you a real example of when I started going to Brahma Kumari's in person after COVID. I was pretty new to Brahma Kumaris around that time, and I know I used to see other souls coming to the center and doing some kind of seva, physically doing things, and I always used to ask our head of our center, Kusum Didi, that can I also volunteer and do some seva. And she would always say no to me. She would tell me that, hey, brother, you are a bit new to all this right now. Right now, you don't have very strong yoga. Your connection to God is not very strong. So, there's no point of doing any of these seva right now. You just please sit and focus and practice meditation. And, just try that. I one day said, okay, maybe I can just clean the bathroom. Maybe other sevadharis are more experienced than me and they are more skilled than me. I just said, okay, maybe why don't I just go clean the bathroom at least? And she even refused to take that seva from me. She said, no. She said, there is no point of doing even cleaning the bathroom because your mind is not clean yet. He said, God will forgive you because you don't know yet the significance of doing seva with the action with a clean mind. But I know what it means to do actions with a clean mind. So God, I will actually be, taking a sin on me by letting you do this seva. She said the biggest service is to do service through our mind. So she said, continuously kept telling me that, okay, now brother, you please go sit in the meditation room, just sit and keep practicing until you are able to build your connection with God. It was hard for me because I, coming from a Punjabi background, I was always used to doing things physically from my hands all the time. I would, go to Gurdwara and, do wash dishes and clean things and do all sorts of physical things all the time. I used to think I'm doing lots of seva service all the time, but I never knew that my mind was not clean. What am I thinking in the back of my mind while doing everything? That nobody had taught me since my childhood. I learned that when I came to Brahma Kumaris and I saw how the teacher, Kusum Didi, who teaches all this in the class, how she was actually putting all of this into practice. It's not that she would come to the class and preach something, but when she's doing in a practice day-to-day life, she's something else. She would role model all of these teachings practically when we would talk to her even outside the class. And I could see that, okay, she's not just a preacher with words. She's literally imbibing and role modeling what she speaks in the class. And I kept practicing. It was hard for me, a person who was always used to doing things from my hands. It was very hard for me to sit back, just sit on my chair and keep, practicing meditation without doing anything from my hands. But once I started doing that practice and kept, trying it continuously, it came finally. I could start feeling the vibrations inside me. I could start feeling that energy, the living energy, the consciousness, the soul. I could start feeling myself as the point of light. And as I continue to purify my actions, my thoughts, kept reading the daily Murli, the daily, divine knowledge, kept churning it, thinking through it, applying it in my daily life. Eventually, I started meeting God as well. And since that day, I have enjoyed the true bliss of meeting God every single day, every single moment. The beauty and the bliss of being in God's company in every action is just amazing. Let's talk about the concept of karmic account, right? We all know the concept of a bank account, that in a bank, if we deposit money, our bank balance increases. That's what we call as the credit. And if we withdraw money from our bank, that's what is called as a debit. Our bank balance goes down, right? Now, similarly, just like the our bank balance goes up and down with credit and debit as we put money or take money out, similarly, we all also have a karmic account. Our karmic account is essentially an accumulation of our karma over time. And every soul on this earth has their own individual karmic account. My karmic account is different from your karmic account. I have to do my own actions to build my own karmic account. Let's take an example here to understand how does karmic debt get created, right? Let's take an example that let's say I'm wearing a black jacket right now. I'll give to a let's pretend I'm wearing this black jacket, right? And I borrow $1 from one of you, right? Now imagine that I borrowed $1 from you, and I came back home. I changed my jacket. I took off my black jacket, and now I'm wearing a white jacket. When I come back home, I changed my jacket. Do I still owe you the $1? Can you share your thoughts on chat? Yes, because it's not, even though I was wearing the black jacket when I, borrowed the money, I just came home and took off my black jacket, and now I'm wearing the white jacket. Just because I took off my jacket doesn't mean that I don't have to pay the money back. It's not a jacket that took the money. It's I that who borrowed the money from you. So I'm the one who has to pay. It doesn't matter I'm wearing black jacket or white jacket. Now imagine that I borrowed $1 from you and I leave my body before returning the $1 back to you. Do I still owe you the money? Can you share your thoughts? Why? A lot of you are saying, yes, I still owe you the money. Why do I still owe you the money? Why? Right. Only the jacket has changed. Only the costume, body is changed, not the soul. It is the soul who borrowed the money, not the body. So the only bodily costume has changed. Right. And can you say how much money do I owe you now? If I leave my body, how much money do I owe you? I still owe you only $1. I had remember when I borrowed $1, I said I will return you tomorrow, next day, but I just left my body. So it's unlikely I'll be able to return to you back in one day. We'll have to pay interest. We'll have to return it with interest. Reincarnation of soul from a dead body into a mother's womb is just like changing clothes. That's it. Nothing will change. People commit suicide these days when they are in frustration, when they come across problems of life, some storm of life. People go and commit suicides because they don't have the inner strength to bear those problems. And they think that by committing suicide, my problems will be over. Let me ask all of you here, what happens when somebody commits a suicide? Are their problems over? Very well said. No. The same karma, the same actions, the same thing that was radiating the problem right now. All I have done is to, yes, they've just killed their body, not the soul. The soul is the same. The soul's karmic debt is exactly where it was earlier. They're just gonna change the costume. And guess what will happen? Now that they've changed the costume, they're gonna go into new body. It will take, biologically more time for the new body to be formed and them to come into contact with the other soul and return the money back. Right? So the interest will keep accumulating and accumulating and accumulating. It's not the body. One of you saying maybe that body can only take that much pain. Is it the body that feels pain? Who feels the pain? If I pinch myself, right? If I pinch myself with my nails very strongly, who is feeling the pain? Is the body feeling the pain or is the soul feeling the pain? What happens if you pinch a dead body? Does the dead body feel the pain? Dead body never feels the pain, right? The pinching is the same. 1 second later, the 1 second ago that person was alive, we pinched them, they were feeling pain. 1 second later, the soul left the body, and when we start pinch the dead body doesn't feel any pain anymore. So it's not the body that feels ever any pain. Body is just the physical thing. Body has no feeling, no energy, no consciousness to feel anything. It is the soul that feels the pain. As we change our costumes, just like when we change our jackets, if we have taken a loan from someone, our loan amount does not change by when we change our clothes. Similarly, when we leave one body and take another body, our karmic balance remains exactly the same. Just like in a businessman, when a shopkeeper closes their shop at night, they maintain a balance sheet of how much assets do they have, how much liabilities, how much debt do they have to pay. They maintain a balance sheet at night before closing the shop. And next morning when they open the shop, does the balance sheet change? No, right? The balance sheet doesn't, or whatever was the closing balance of yesterday in the shop is exactly what is the opening balance of the next day. So the exact same thing holds true in this karmic account as well. Whatever was my karmic debt when I left my previous body, is going to be exactly the same karmic debt that I have to repay in my next body. And on top of it, I'll have to pay with interest. Uh, let's come to this next big, big question here, right? What does the soul take with it when it leaves the body? I'll ask you all to share your thoughts on what do you think the soul takes when it leaves the body? Soul takes the memory of experiences, yes. Soul takes its sanskars, yes. Karmas and sanskaras, good or bad deeds, yes. Remember this most basic thing of life. What will go with us when we leave our body? There's a very famous story from Guru Nanak Dev Ji when he actually went to a very rich, king's palace, the Raja Shivnab. The Raja Shivnab said to Guru Nanak Dev Ji that, okay, Guruji, you have come to my city. I will, tell me what can I gift you. I'll give you as much, come to my palace and for a lunch, and I will serve you whatever you want. As much money, as much, horses, elephants, money, gold, coin, whatever you want, I will give you anything you want. And Guru Nanak Ji said to him, hey, give me something that belongs to you. And then the Raja, the king started thinking, okay, what is it that belongs to me? He said, take all my money, take all my wealth, all my jewelry, everything. And Guru Nanak Ji said to him, give me the money that your parent, your dad took with him when he left his body. And then that king started thinking, oh my God, my dad also keeping saying my money all the time. But when my dad left his body, my dad never took any money with him. That means this money is not mine. I cannot give any of these physical things to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And then, that King Raja Shivnam said, okay, I'll give you my body. He said, okay, if this money is not mine, at least this body is mine. Let me cut the hand of my body and give it to you. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji said, okay, give me the hand of your previous birth's body. And that's when the king started thinking, oh my God, I don't have the hand of my previous body. How can I give you the hand of my previous birth's body? That means this body is also not mine. This body is also temporary. I cannot take this body with me when I leave. That means I cannot give you my body. And then the king said, then what can what can I give you? When he said, what can I give you then? I have nothing to give you, because you're not taking money from me. You're not taking jewelry from me. You're not taking my body. Nothing, none of these is mine. Then what can I give to you? And guess what Guru Nanak Ji told him? He said, give me this I. When you say I, ये मैं मुझको दे दे. Give me this I. When you say I, when you start, thinking of yourself as that body and that bodily possessions and all the bodily things, give that ego, give that, that I am this, I am that, give that title consciousness, that body consciousness, give all of that to me. That is what God is saying. We remember this one most basic thing in life. Every time we are making a decision, whether at home with the family or at workplace, no matter where, there are only these two things that will go with us, our karmas and our sanskars. Nothing else will go with us. It's very easy for us to, do side things here, there, to chase money, to chase the, promotion at work, to please some family member by doing something here, there. Very easy to do something wrong, to get, good, early, quick quick rewards and quick recognitions. But none of those will go with us. What will go with us is only the good, pure thoughts, feelings, words, actions we have done, and the good sanskar, good personality traits that we have built. Why is it that sometimes we see a newborn baby is born, and as a new child turns 3 or 4 year old, a 3 or 4 year old sometimes knows how to, play a musical instrument very well, or some 3 year old knows the, someone is very good at, say, pleasing and saying thank you to everyone from childhood. Someone is good at, you know, um, always, not borrowing anything or not taking things from others. Or sometimes the opposite, some 3 year old, just gets angry, screams. Why? Any thoughts? Right. These are all sanskars, old habits from the previous births. And that is, old habits are exactly what we call as sanskars. We've talked about why a newborn baby is born sick. We have talked about this. Now, the key question here is, if today something is going wrong with me, and I can say, okay, it is my own past actions, it is my own karmic account, right? Now, the key question is, am I just a victim of my own past? If somebody is doing something wrong to me, am I a victim? Should I just say, okay, yeah, I can accept that, okay, somebody is doing wrong to me because I have done wrong to them in the past. Agreed, accept them. But what do I do about it? Do I just keep sitting silently and accepting it? Do I just say, okay, I'm helpless, I cannot do anything, wrong things will keep coming to me and happening all my life to me? How do I settle? How do I create? How do I pay off my debt? If I borrowed money from someone in the previous birth, now I do not know who I borrowed it from and how much money did I borrow from this person, this soul in the past. Can some of you share on how do we clean up? How do we upgrade our karmic account? Any thoughts? How do we clean up our past karmic debts? Keep sending blessings to the other person. Yes, very well said. By keeping good thoughts for the person who is doing wrong. Yes. Bring attention to it. Yes. There are only two ways for us to settle our past karmic debts. First way is the bhog, which is the pain, the problems that come in our life. Problems can come in the form of a poor health. Problems can come in the form of financial crisis. Problem can come in the form of a poor relationship. Any form. So any problem that is coming into our life is actually coming to clean up and settle our past karmic account. That is a beautiful way to express gratitude to the problem that comes in our life. Thank you to the problem that you came to my life, that my past karmic account got settled. Now, in the next birth, I will not be taking this karmic debt with me. I had a karmic debt from my past, and because of this problem, my past karmic debt got settled. Thank you to the problem. But this is a very reactive way, right? There's nothing we can do about it. We have to just tolerate it and be with it. But there's something that we can do proactively to prevent more of these. If I have done more negative things in the past, I can do something today to prevent the result, the impact of that to come into me in the future. I can be proactive about it. And that is what is called as the yog. Yog in Punjabi, it is called Simran, Naam Simran, which means connection with the divine. When we visualize ourselves as the soul, as that energy residing in the center of the forehead, when we connect ourselves with the divine energy, that is called being in a soul conscious state. By being in that soul conscious state and connecting with the divine, that is how we clean up our past karmic debts. If I want my future to be better than what my present is, this is the best thing to do in the present moment. Remain soul conscious, connect with the God. The problem that were destined to come to me in the future, they will not even come anymore. People are all after the physical powers, the physical things, financial power, money power, power of position, power of job, power of role, power of promotions, right? Those things all give only physical powers. Physical powers are limited. There's only limited number of things that money can buy. I'm not saying money is important in life. Yes, money is critical in life for sure. Doesn't mean we should not have money. Money is very critical part of life, but money cannot buy everything in life. Connection with the God is the biggest superpower we can have. With all the new AI, machine learning, and all these new scientific technologies, people are worried that, okay, what will humans do? And, humans will not have any jobs in the future. All the machine learning, artificial intelligence, LLMs. There is one big thing that machines can never do in the world. No matter how advanced science becomes in the future. That one thing is the soul consciousness, the energy, the vibrations, the feelings, the thoughts. That is the biggest superpower that we humans have. So keep this the most important takeaway from today's class. My present is a function of my own past, nobody else to blame. I am the sole creator of my own destiny. That's it. Nobody to blame. If I want my future to be secure, it's all in my own hands. In my present moment, I can be in the soul conscious state and connect with God. That is what enables me to clean up my past karmic debts. One of you asked this question here, right? That what if somebody is doing wrong to us? Do we just keep sitting silent and being a victim to them? Yes, we understand, we accept the other person that yes, they are, being rude to me just because it is because of my own past actions. Yes, I accept that. Once we come with that acceptance, then, we don't have negative thoughts or feelings, and we are not questioning the other person why they are doing like that, right? But what does it mean? That do I let the other person just keep doing wrong to me? We have to take it is, when person A does wrong to person B, who is to blame? It's not just A's fault that A is doing wrong to B. It's also B's fault. Why did B let A do that wrong to them? So the person who is doing wrong, the person on whom the wrong act is being done, both of them are equally responsible for that crime. So if somebody is doing something wrong to me, then I need to guard myself. I need to defend myself. I need to get on the side and not let the other person do that wrong thing to me. But the most critical thing is to have good wishes, pure feelings, elevated thoughts for the other person in your mind. No matter what wrong the other person is doing, they are still a child of God. They are also a pure, powerful, peaceful being. Get onto the side. Don't let yourself be a victim to the other person ever. Get onto the side if needed. But keep your mind connected with God and keep showering God's blessings on the other person. When somebody does something wrong, it means that they have fallen down into a pit. They are just trying to say that, okay, please help me. I am feeling very low. That's what they're trying to say. So instead of looking from the eyes what they are doing, the wrong thing they are doing, look at them as a child of God. Visualize them as a pure, powerful, peaceful being. Send them the divine blessings that will heal them inside. They will start feeling love and peace and happiness inside, and they will stop being mean to you automatically. So we talked about, this deepening our connection with the God, and let's join for a brief round of meditation exercise together. I am a pure, powerful, peaceful being. I am a child of God. God loves me and accepts me just the way I am. So I also accept myself in spite of my own weaknesses. In the past, whenever a problem came to my life, I blamed others. I blamed my luck. I even blamed God for the problems of my life. But now I realize that I am the sole creator of my own destiny. If there is a problem today in my life, I am the only one who is responsible for that. Nobody else to blame. This makes me feel very, very powerful inside. I am not a victim anymore. My present is a function of my own past. If I want my future to be secure, then I need to fix my present. This brings a deep acceptance inside me. I can now accept every storm of life as a gift. Some gifts in life are wrapped in very nice gift wraps. We enjoy opening them up and seeing the beauty of those gifts. But some gifts in life are wrapped in a trash bag. We just keep looking at the trash bag. And forget to look inside the trash bag. The trash bag contains diamonds, jewelry, tons and tons of beautiful gifts for me. When I remain soul conscious, I visualize myself as that point of light, the living energy. Then I can open that trash bag, the storm of life in front of me. And I can put my hand in the trash and take out the jewels. The problems in our life are our teachers. They empower us, they make us much more mature human beings. I express my heartfelt gratitude to the problems. The proactive way for me to clean my karmic debt is to remain connected with God. I can be connected to God by visualizing myself as the being, the energy, the consciousness. The more I remain in soul conscious form, the more I can connect with the divine. And this is what enables me to clean up all my past karmic debts. I can burn my debts in the fire of God's remembrance. I am now at peace with my own self. With that, we are almost at the end of the today's session. A quick reminder to we have the kids nurturing value classes every Sunday at 11 a.m. Beautiful classes with stories and lots of fun things for the kids. Strongly recommend you to enroll the kids if you have in the age of 8 to 14. And we also do well-being webinars at workplace. If you have something from your office, please do let us know. We can help organize this as well. With that, let's take up some questions.
Om Shanti, brother.
Shanti.
Yeah, thank you, brother, for today's session and for sharing the importance of law of karma and how the law of karma works with several beautiful examples. Understanding this law of karma really helps us to answer lots of questions we all have in present time, and also helps us to think, speak, and perform good actions in present time to make our present and future elevated. Thanks for highlighting that it is not just the words and actions done through this body are counted towards karma, but thoughts are the seeds which are also counted towards karma. And hence, as you shared, it is very important to pay attention to the thoughts which we are creating for ourselves and others. And once thoughts are cleaned, our words and actions will automatically be elevated. And finally, thank you, brother, for sharing the easy technique of connecting to our true self, being a soul, and then connecting to Supreme Soul to burn all the past negative karmas which were done knowingly or unknowingly under the influence of vices due to body consciousness by being in the fire of remembrance of Supreme. So thank you for all those beautiful teachings today. We do have few questions. So the first question is, you mentioned that karmic accounts can be cleared by staying in remembrance of God. Does this mean that I will not get any problems in my life if I remember God?
So let's take an example, right? That let's say I have let's say I've taken a loan and I have $100 worth of loan to pay, right? Now imagine if I'm paying my loan at the rate of say 1 cent per day, right? It'll take me 100 days to pay off $1 worth of loan back, right? And it will take me, if I have $100 worth of loan, it will take me 10,000 days to pay off my entire debt, right? So now I do not know how much debt do I have from the past, right? Is my debt $1 or $10 or $100 or $1,000 or $10,000? I do not know that amount. But all I know is the technique for me to keep repaying it. The technique to repay is connection with God. Visualize ourselves as the soul in the center of the forehead. Connect with God. That is the technique to pay off the loan, right? Until our karmic balance comes from negative to zero, we will continue to see problems. Just as the number of problems will keep going down, the magnitude, intensity of the problem will keep going down. So we have to, people often, even after doing once people do meditation, and if they get a problem, they immediately stop doing, okay, what was the advantage of doing all this meditation if I still had to get problems in my life? No, we have to have a deep faith that with these problems, with my meditation, with my connection with God, my problems are becoming smaller and smaller and lesser. If I did not do, maybe I would have gotten 10 times worse problem than this. I'll give you an example of, when two friends were going out walking in a jungle together, they found $100, bill in the park. And one of them picked up the $100 bill and said, okay, let's just split it half of each. The other person said, no, sorry, I'm not going to take anything out of it. Let's please keep it down. This money doesn't belong to us. Let's just keep it on the ground so that the person, who dropped it can come and pick it up and take it. The other person said, no. He just put the entire $100 in his own pocket. He said, if you don't want it, that's fine. I'll keep the entire $100 in my pocket. And after some time, as the two of them were walking together, the person who was honest, who did not take any money, he actually got a bit of a pinch on his foot. A small nail hit his foot, and his other friend started teasing him. Hey, see, you try to be honest and nice. See, what did you get out of being nice? And the two of them went to God and asked God, hey, God, why did this happen to us? I was so nice. I didn't take any money. Why is it that my foot got, pain, and the other my friend's foot did not get any pain at all, even though he took so much money? You know what God replied? God said that, the friend who was honest, that person had actually done a lot of bad actions in the past birth. And today he was destined that his, entire leg will be cut off. But because of the good actions that he has done in the present birth, he only got a small nail pinched on his foot instead of getting his entire leg cut off. And the other friend who took the $100, that friend had done lots of good actions in the previous birth. That friend was destined to get, a big palace of jewelry today. But because of their bad actions, they only got $100. So we have to have that, a deep faith inside our own mind that, my actions are bringing me fruits. If I'm doing good actions today, they will bring me fruits. If I'm getting problems in spite of my doing good actions, that it just means that I was destined to get even bigger problems, and I'm getting lesser problems because of my good actions.
Thank you, brother, for explaining that with beautiful examples.
Actually, there was a question on the chat during the middle of the class where somebody was asking that, if somebody does something wrong to you, is it okay should you take them to court, or so it all, again, it all depends on what the situation is and everything. But let's see, our biggest goal is to empower the other person, to make them a better human being, right? So if somebody is doing something wrong, we have to stop them from doing that wrong thing because they are building a negative karmic debt by doing that wrong thing. Right? So we have to put a pause to them, and putting to pause, if we have to set a boundary, it is okay to set the boundary. If you need to go to the court, it is okay to go to the court as well. But what is the most critical thing? The most critical thing is to visualize ourselves as the soul, visualize the other person as a soul. The goal is to purify my own inner being before doing any action. Visualize, check whether doing this action will purify me or not. Will this action purify the other human being or not? If this action will purify me, if this action will purify the other human being, then it is the right action to do. One litmus test I personally use, because there's a lot of gray lines, lot of life is not black and white. It's not easy to figure out what to do, what not to do. Before taking any action, I sit in a quiet corner with my own self and I connect with God. I check my own inner feelings before doing the action. Do I have a negative trace, a feeling of hatred or negativity or jealousy or revenge or any negative feeling? If I have any negative feeling inside me, that means I am not doing that action with a pure intent. Maybe that action will not be the right one for the other person as well, because I have some hatred, some negativity, some revenge, some jealousy, something negative inside me. But if my heart is very pure, very clean, no matter how hard the action is in the physical world, if I'm doing the action with a very, very clean heart, a pure heart, no wrong feelings, no negativity in my mind, no feeling guilt, repentance about my own self, no hatred, negativity, hurt about another person, then it is the right action to do.
Thank you, brother, for taking that question and answering it. I think, yeah, that covers our Q&A session today. We do have few more questions which we will take in our tomorrow's session. Yeah, thank you again, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We understand that all the knowledge which we have been sharing in this course so far are all the new teachings. Hence, we request you all to think through and churn on what is being shared in these sessions. And if you have any questions, then please let us know in our upcoming sessions, or you can also email Brother Manpreet. The email address is posted in the chat window. And yeah, so if you'd like to get recording of today's session to revise it again in future, then let us know in the chat window and we will email you the recording. And also we'll see you again tomorrow to our day 6 class. If possible, please try to join 15 minutes earlier for guided meditation commentaries. Thank you again. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. I will keep the session on for a few more seconds to take the recording requests, and then we'll end today's meeting. Thank you. Thank you everyone again. We will email recordings to those who have asked for it, and see you all tomorrow. Om Shanti. I will end meeting now.